Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Let me take the seatbelt off. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Elisa. Hey, Auntie. Good morning. Hey, Jay. Good morning, y'all. Come on in, come on in. Listen, I'm sorry if I'm looking a little flustered in the face or whatever, but I have a few minutes, but I just want to come on really, really quick to just say, bless the Lord. I just want to bless the Lord. We invite him into the live. We invite him into the live. And I know that I'm looking a little flustered and eyes probably red and everything, but you know, one of my sisters, Peggy Branch. Hey, Darius. And she came on yesterday and she was telling me what she messaged in the chat, and she was saying, girl, you got a glow on you this morning. And you know, because when I went live, I was looking at myself like, you know, did y'all see me wiping my face because I was looking at myself and I was like, girl, you shining this morning. You know, I thought I had put a lot of stuff on my face, but you know, it was actually the glow of the Lord. Yes, that's what it was. So, but unbeknownst to me, after I shared that word with you all yesterday, and y'all have to forgive me because I'm just a little emotional this morning, because after I shared the word with you all, and you know, and I was telling you all how, you know, the Lord had said that I needed to tear everything down, and then he was going to show me how to build it back up and all of that. And you know, so you know, it's just been a hard season. It's been a hard season for me. And so yesterday, you know, when I was sharing the word with you all, and you know, and then I was sharing with you all how the Lord said, despise not the chastening of the Lord, you know, because he's just correcting us. You know, it's some things that we've been doing wrong, you know, that God has had to come in and say, no, this is the way to do it. And so, you know, and I had to accept that, you know, I had to accept the correction, you know, because like I said, it's just been a very dry season for me. So anyway, unbeknownst to me, y'all, I get off of the live yesterday and I go into work, not just another day, right? And I go into work joyful, as I always do, because you know, you grow and you learn how to take every day. You know, you just don't know, the day might be your day, your last day. So you learn how to govern your days. You know, you learn how to go throughout the day with joy, and you learn how to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And so I go into work, y'all, yesterday, and one of my bosses tell me to go on the computer and you know, check my compensation history. And I'm like, huh? Like, how you do that? You know, because when I come to work, I'm here to work. You know, I engage people. You know, I figure, you know, the pay or anything like that, you know, God has all that under control. So I don't worry about those things. Got off live yesterday talking to y'all about the correction of the Lord, and walked into my job, and you know, one of my bosses said, check your compensation history. And I'm like, why? What's wrong with it? I don't be worrying about. Listen, I walked into a 6.9% raise on yesterday after I had got off of the line with you all. I walked into a raise. I've been on this job for yesterday was exactly 30 days. and I walked into a 6.9% raise. And not just that, then another one of my sisters come on this morning, messaged me under one of my posts, and she said, "Girl, you glowing this morning." And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Because yesterday, the sister told me that I was glowing and I walked into a 6.9% raise. So today, another sister that I'm like, you telling me that I'm glowing, let me see what I'm going to walk into today. And so, let me tell you, while I was making my commute to work, because I have arrived here already, got me a good park. And, then one of the apostles called me. I'm not going to tell you what he said, but everything that he said, and that's why I'm in tears, because, he said, God said that you have been faithful. You've been faithful. You walked through, you've been obedient, and now I'm about to reward you. And, all the things that he said, listen, I wish I could share, but I'm not going to release that yet. I'm not going to release it yet. And I was just coming down the highway, and I was just literally in tears. Like, if you knew my story, I'm just the things that he spoke to me, I'm just so overwhelmed by the things that God is doing in my life. And it's because I have chosen to be obedient to the things that he has asked me to do. They have not all been pleasant. They have not all been easy. But I promise you, the reward is great. And I'm just so thankful to God, that he did not forget. God will not forget about you. I promise you. You got to stand firm. You got to keep the faith. I don't care what it looks like. I know it gets hard. It gets challenging. You feel the pressure that this life can sometimes bring. But I promise you, if you stand your ground, if you stand firm in the things of God, he will reward you. He will reward you. He will not abandon you. But despise not the chastening of the Lord, because it's just correction. He's just correcting you. I promise you. If you stand firm, stand your ground. Sometimes the wind come and we start rocking a little bit. But listen, rock. Just don't turn loose. Rock. Just don't turn loose. Just don't lose hold of the Lord's hand in your rocking. Because sometimes that wind get to blowing and it start blowing hard. But you got to hold fast to your faith. I promise you. I thank God for using me in this season to help somebody. I don't know if you were struggling in your faith, if you've been struggling in your faith or whatever. I just thank God, that I was able to motivate and encourage somebody and build somebody up in the faith, because we all have an assignment. We have a purpose. God has a purpose and a plan for each one of our lives. But we got to let go. We got to lose our grip on these things in the world and trust God with our lives. Sometimes it's hard to do because it's hard for us to see, what God has. And sometimes, and I know for me, because I couldn't see what God had for me, then I wanted to hold on to what I had. Not understanding that what I had was doing more harm to me than good. But when the Lord began to pry my hands away from those things, and I suffered some things, and I lost some things in the season, but I promise you that I'm not dead. You're looking at me. I'm living. All of those things that I thought I couldn't live without, it did not kill me. I did not die. I promise you, I did not die, but it was some of the best things that I've ever had to go through because it taught me how strong I was. It taught me to not doubt myself. It taught me so many things about myself, because I felt like, oh, you ugly, or don't nobody want you, don't nobody, so many. I was so hard on myself because I thought I needed other people to validate me. Because other people's voices was louder than the Lord's voice in my life at that time. And that's why I put on my cover, God's voice over all. Because you have to be able to hear him. I don't care what people talking about no more. I don't care what people are saying anymore. Because now I know better. I know that it's God's voice over everybody else's voice, because only what he says matters to me. If God said it, I believe it, that settles it. I don't need another opinion. I just need his opinion. So I just bless the Lord this morning for all that's coming. I wish I could tell y'all, but you will see. You will see by and by as the Lord bring those things to pass in my life. You will see it. And then you will know that the God that I serve, he is God. He's God all by himself, the only true and living God. And beside him, there is none other. I love you all. I hope you have a blessed and prosperous day. I pray that your weekend is blessed. I pray that you will allow God to step fully into your situation, because only he can come in and turn that thing around. Oh, bless the Lord with me. I love you guys. Have an amazing day.